I don't like Clint. He did this BS with Leslie Katz to strip the idea of a juvenile being a civilian when he was commander in chief. I don't know what sort of weird thing he had going with Bush about my father, although I suspect Trump was funding both sides in the matter. And I don't really care. I wasn't clamoring for attention. I was trying to go public in an effort to get help from lies I was being held at gunpoint, being forced to tell to protect myself from murderers. All of these laws that they were forcing me to tell pertained to mistreatment of me. I was not being cagey because I wanted to hide wrongdoing. The minute I found out that somebody else might be being hurt, I immediately became far more outspoken. I was trying to protect myself, and that was what I was trying to do. They were murdering people. I found out later that they were going to murder me. I already knew. The magnitude of the snuff film corporation that Bill Clinton has been covering for is astonishing. And it seems to me that Putin and Trump are cahooters. They're friendly about it. They're outgunning any sort of form of resistance. The Beatles have turned America into Russia. You cannot talk about any of this. The people who have discreetly sided with the Beatles in their Dr. Strangelove of mouth poison, of COVID 19, of AIDS, and the other horrible, hideous things that they've allowed, encouraged Yoko Ono to do, while claiming to be representing the holy pervert or something like this, is outrageous. And Hillary Clinton stands for it. She says, well, John Lennon died and Ronald Reagan was shot. How do you expect the magnum forces of redneck society to behave when something like that happens? Give me a break. The evidence shows that these people put on a show with Hollywood magic from Pentagon Disney, first of all. Second of all, you're trying to link Clemente, Roberto Clemente, with the rape of a deaf girl and say that that's kosher. It isn't. He never would have stood for something like that. He wasn't out to bring about global equity of real estate. He was out to make sure that the very poor had lives too and were recognized as human beings. It's not social progress to throw in with the great money bags like Oprah Winfrey as an excuse for using Roberto Clemente's name to promote genocide. It's freaking ridiculous. And yet the Clintons pulled this whole nasty business by stripping a child of their dignity, holding me in bondage, holding me for torture, and and then saying that I was trying to get them pimping me through Rockstar, saying I was trying to get. You see, Putin's spies said he was after a virgin because that's where Penis Gabriel put it. But they knew the whole gig all along. They were working with Nicky DeBarno and Didi Mancini and Gail Burstyn all along. The parochial Catholics said, we're not going to allow sexual education in school because we don't want it to get around. The little boys have a little shadow. They want their girlfriend to be a virgin. Oh my God. Holy wedlock. It's the enemy of public schools. Boy isn't complete until he has had a virgin. So they set up a sex toy that started with a girl who didn't have her virginity. The initial encounter of the X motive is tainted by the shadow of the adversary. That's what Greg Carl said. They called this the provincial norm because the black man called dibs on Midori. The initial encounter of the X motive is tainted by the shadow of the adversary. This is the Russian Orthodox Church at work. It's more than peculiar. It's neo-NATO. And that's why they had all of this sniveling stuff coming down the highway from John Lennon's crowd about JFK and Marilyn Monroe. Talk about stupid people and hitting below the belt. And the whole thing was to organize a revenge attack so that the great firebrands of Japan would look favorably on the Ku Klux penis.